You all remember Albert Boris, right? The same so-and-so who put Singapore Speedway in the C tier? It was quite the wild ride of a tier list. It was then that I decreed that Albert Boris is the queen of strange takes. And by another royal decree, they've issued another Mario Kart tier list for us to react to. We have ranking every single course in Mario Kart 7 featuring, oh my god, featuring our very own. Yeah, me and him, we go golfing on Wednesdays. Featuring Shafrilus Productions. So, gamers, as always, be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
Hey everyone! I'm Albert
Boris. A 10 out of 10 Albert Boris, if I do say so myself. Have we got a bit of lore? A little bit of lore real quick?
It's over. We terminated all online services for Mario Kart 7.
So, it finally happened. Oh, don't bring up the memories. It was probably my most played Mario Kart game of all time. It's still hard to...
Most played?
You have an idea?
Yes. You, Ryder, and the Crabman.
The Crab? That's the word that I used to call him! My totally original phrase!
Get green lights.
I can't believe this, Albert!
This is one of those Mario Kart games that I can go back to any day of the week and just have the time of my life. It was one of the first games...
Time of your life? I don't want to keep pausing too much, but time of your life, Albert? Okay, alright.
That I played, so naturally, it holds a lot of nostalgia.
I would say I have the time of all time, personally.
It's probably my personal favorite installment.
Personal Okay. The video hasn't even started yet! The best in the series? Double Dash is right there! Really?
But of course, best of all, the core selection. My goodness,
core selection is good.
Mario Kart 7 quite possibly
True.
have the most consistent tracks.
Absolutely true. 100%.
Sure, it was a lot of fun revisiting my favorite Mario Kart game, and hopefully you'll have a fun time watching this video as well. But if you don't, I have a couple of other YouTuber friends who will be joining us on this adventure.
If I don't, Albert, excuse me, give yourself some props. Excuse me.
Step back for a while.
Hi everyone, I'm Ralph from Osbridge Gaming.
Hey, Ralph!
How's it going, everyone? It's Ryder here.
Ryder Kart!
Hey everyone, I'm James.
That's
from
the
Safe
guy!
Routes.
So yeah, with all that being said, let's get started.
And hey everyone, I'm Sam. Also, I thought it was very cute how when, like, Albert was like, oh, guess who I've got in the video, guys? Because like, Albert did like a teaser post. Oh, guess who I'm collaborating with? And then everyone in the community post was like, so mercy. I'm like, don't worry. Soon, don't worry. Soon.
And in last place, we have N64 Luigi Raceway.
Only Shafrilus made the title. Hey, ruthless businesswoman activities, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'd do the same thing, you kidding me?
So, this probably wasn't much of a surprise.
No.
Growing up, this was always late.
It's the thing I like about Albert Boris videos. Like, she starts off like, oh, what? You know, I've got a normal ranking, and then where's the blind side going to be? That's the question.
Not even the tunnel with its orange lights make me care. It's just a bland and boring starter track.
This is the part where Albert says, underground tunnel section, you know, just like I did, but...
And largely the same.
I'm guessing that part got cut out.
Calamari Desert.
Hey! My ninja! Let's go! A fellow train hater! I will be there, Albert. I will be there.
And execution.
No matter what.
Luckily, however, those are the only two tracks that I didn't really like.
So I am expecting at least one, like, wacky tobacco take. I'm expecting, Albert. Give me some... I need some wackiness, okay? We've agreed with each other too much. Give me some wacky tobacco, come on.
Toad Circuit? Yeah, surprisingly.
Toad Circuit! This tier's gonna be wild. From the Boris themselves. Okay, I'm excited.
We can do shortcuts. Too bad everyone's
I'm sitting up
for how ugly it is. Another track that served as a first impression.
I'm getting ready. Gamers. I got.
First course
I'm getting some gains, you know.
To have underwater driving. Yeah, honestly, I'm as surprised as anyone else, but it took them 7 games to introduce such a seemingly integral gameplay mechanic. But hey, better late.
I am ready, Boris. Give me the craziness.
Just drive through them. Now the next course on the list. How should I put it?
Oh my god, here we go. Gamers. Here we go. There we go. Interluding with the Albert image. We know what's gonna happen.
Is Rainbow Road.
Okay, don't make it that obvious. It's gonna be the SNES one, right?
Did I? I'm not quite insane just yet.
Just trying to get in the video, yeah.
Please, we have the SNES.
That's still a crazy take, though. SNES 28th? That's crazy. I think this one was good. Not as good as the 8 one, but this one's good.
The layout is simple, but still effective, and there are no elevation changes. And that's to be expected from a SNES remake, but when every single corner of the track looks the same, yeah, it just feels kinda underwhelming.
Yeah, but I think the thwomps just add like a really cool bit of dynamism. I think even though, yeah, there's not a lot of elevation changes, and ultimately it's still a SNES course, of course, but I think the thwomps are such a good hazard. The thwomps being as compelling as they are, like at the beginning, especially with the way they escalate, at the beginning, there's like one thwomp going and then one thwomp's up, so it's like quite easy to avoid them. Then there's one right in the middle of the track, so you're forced to go on the sides, and then there's one that blocks one path, so you're forced to take the other. So you got, which path do I take to make sure I don't get stomped? And the final pair, like, both go down at the same time, so you're like, you have to thread the... It's a perfectly escalating hazard. And I would say, even though it is quite plain, that alone is enough to... Give it some props. Come on, Albert. That's unreal.
Yeah, it just feels kind of...
I'm not molding. I'm not molding yet. Don't worry.
A couple of ramps scattered across the map, as well as...
I am mildly upset.
They just should have done a little more with it. GBA Bowser Castle 1 was another flat track.
SNES lower than the... Wacky. Definitely getting a little wacky. We're not smoking yet, but we definitely got the blunt rolled up, you know what I'm saying?
Although they did actually add something kind of cool.
The glider?
Version. On the second lap, the glider pad will actually open up on the ramp section, allowing you to soar over said area. It's minor, but it's always fun, especially since they also added a shortcut at the end. And also, I really like the skybox. It's nothing too special.
Oh, but you wanna try that again by any chance, Al?
Requires it at the end.
No, that's good. That's good. Put it in the video. Put it in the video. Put it in the video. That's good. Cut, Britain.
And also, I really like the sky. It's a short, if still somewhat charming Bowser Castle.
Yeah, not wrong.
Now, DK Jungle is of course the
Hey! Albert, on my birthday, another DK Jungle hater. Hello, base department. And my food is here as well? Oh my god, gamers. Gamers, today is a let's raise our water bottles, gamers, for an Albert Boris classic. Let's go.
It's not a bad track design-wise. As a tie-in to Donkey Kong Country Returns, which released a year earlier, it does a good job balancing references with an engaging track layout. Even the art style is very reminiscent. Too bad I don't really like Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's a bland, weak, and kind of unpleasant game in my opinion, and sadly, this track feels almost the...
Excuse me? Fucking excuse me? What was that? Explain yourself. Excuse me? I didn't just hear that, did I? On my birthday? It's not actually my birthday, I'm lying, by the way. I'm spreading misinformation. It's on the 15th. One more time.
The art style is very reminiscent. Too bad I don't really like Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's a bland, weak, and kind of unpleasant game in my opinion. And
unpleasant? Why did you murder him right in the middle of the video? What was the point? You could have just said, do you know what? I'm just not that big on the source material. You could have just said that, and I would have been fine with it. But you murdered him. You murdered the monkey. What did you murder him? What's the point? You wrote that in your script. You proofread it, and you're like, you know what? Yeah. Fuck Donkey Kong Country Returns. What was it? Did you have like a friend who borrowed, like, you let them borrow your copy and they just never let you have it back? What's happening here? What's next? Do you hate Tropical Freeze too? Oh, don't tell me you hate Oh, do not. If there's any more Donkey Kong opinions in this video, Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to feel anymore. I thought we were chill because you put this track low, but I'm. I've never been so upset in my life. What the hell? What the hell? Listen, that deserves an explanation in and of itself. What the hell? Like, if you said Donkey Kong Country Returns is bland compared to Tropical Freeze, that would be a crazy take. But you know what? I'd let you have that. But. I need to check my blood pressure after this. That is unreal behavior. That is unreal. The only one you can even think about calling bland is maybe 3. And that's a stretch. That is one hell of a stretch. I still really like Donkey Kong Country 3. Boris, on the right side of history, Donkey Kong DK Jungle. I think I read the super chat a little too late, unfortunately, but thank you so much. She's on the something side of history, that's for sure.
Also, I hate these stupid tickies and these weird screaming pillars. No particular reason, I just think they're weird. Why are you screaming so much? Just shut up. At least
I'm a big fan of just hating things for no reason. I'm a big fan, so she's like, you know what? Just fuck this guy.
No particular reason, I just think they're weird. Why are you screaming so much? Just for a final course in the C tier, we have it. Okay, maybe it's not that controversial, seeing how it's been...
Two in one tier? Albert, what are you doing to me? I'm gonna go... I need some food. I need some cheering up right now.
Kind of cool to hate on it recently, but you know what?
Waluigi Pinball? What? Oh, Waluigi Pinball Mill. Oh. We found him, guys. We found the queen of the sleeper agents. Albert, can you turn off the sleeper agents, please? I've had enough of them. They're in my comments, they're in my DMs, they're everywhere. Could you stop, please? Could you turn off the sleeper agents, please? Thank you very much. Albert Boris Johnson. Will Brexit make Waluigi Pinball better? No, but you will be entitled to a brand new Waluigi Pinball, yes.
What?
See, that's it. I love how, like, Albert was just sitting there, waiting for the perfect time to be like, do you know what? Now that everyone's turned on pinball, I will be there no matter what. literally asleep. I say sleep agent as a joke, but this is literally it. Albert's been waiting. Just sitting there, like, enjoying a normal day, and then the moment the discourse turned... Oh, man. Like, literally sleep agent sayings.
Concept, it's absolutely kingly, driving inside a pinball machine. The problem is that for 80% of the race, you're just twisting around on this boring slide thingy, occasionally avoiding pinballs.
It's the inside of a pinball
It's still an okay track though, because you can't go wrong with the idea, and you can tell that they put some heart into it with all the new custom sound effects. But when you look at that, we're already out of the C tier courses. Even if I didn't like it.
It's a pinball adventure. Like, you go in the pinball, like, you fling all the pinball and then you go down. It's like... Do you know what we need to do? Can we just have a version of Waluigi Pinball where the pinball table is just artificially extended by like 3 times? We just get that, just for all of you guys. Should we just do that instead? Get out of here. Get out of my house. Courtesy of Carlo in the Discords. Literally. Oh, Waluigi. Oh. Albert, turn these off, okay? I've had enough.
Starting with SNES Mario Circuit 2.
B's respectable.
This one to my good friend and content creator, James from Shifrilla.
It definitely should have been a battle stage, I will give you that, but I'm not gonna, no, actually, I'm not gonna give you that because I'm angry at you. How dare you turn off the sleep age!
Mario Circuit 2 has always been a bit of an outlier among the other SNES
Among?
tracks. It's incredibly enjoyable for what it is.
Thank you very much, Shafe.
Sure.
It's truly an honor to have you here.
You call him Shafe now, yeah? Are you that cool, yeah? Do you guys play like Helldivers, like in your own time, yeah? I'm jealous.
Never fun track.
Also, what's Daisy Hills doing in B? It's like you know the image. What's a polar bear doing in Texas, Arlington, or Arlington, Texas? That's what they say. What's Daisy Hills doing in B? What's going on here, Albert?
Really, this track deserves way more credits. It's still pretty easy and short, hence why it's not higher. But man, it's definitely one of the better early tracks in the series. The next
Yeah,
up,
but it's still an early track though, isn't it, Albert? B's one hell of a shout. That's one hell of a shout. I'm not gonna fight you too hard, but that's one hell of a shout. I'm not gonna lie to you. But Misty is charming. Do you know what? You're right. You're right. You know, Albert, based within B. You're right.
is possibly the best Mario circuit in the entire series, even. Either that or the
Who let her cook?
just because you can drive through Peach's castle. If that's all it had going for it, it would be kind of mediocre, since it's really just a small spiral up. But the whole
I love how Albert felt the need to immediately beat the castle allegations. Because Albert knew the response in the comments would be like, you just like it because of the castle. Hey, whoa. It's got a bit more than that. Hang on, let me cook.
At number 21, we have Rosalina's Ice World.
Are you becoming a hater? Are you becoming a hater, Albert? Yeah. Albert, my ninja. When you're ready to put it in the F tier, I'll be waiting, okay? I'll embrace you with open arms, Albert, don't worry.
So this was originally my least favorite track in the game. The ice physics were awful, the music was
hang on, wait, this was the worst in the game and then you put it higher? Oh, Albert, no. Albert, no. You're going the other way. I thought you put it higher and now you put it lower, but no, you were lower, now you're putting it up. Albert, no. Come back home, Albert. Don't do this to me. Albert.
and depressing.
You hate it!
Kind of, well, besides the frankly amazing Booster Course Pass remake, I kinda like stuff that make me emotional. And this right here is probably the course that makes me feel the most of it. The music, albeit not very uplifting, has a very frigid and melancholy vibe to it, which always sends me in a whirlpool of feelings. And for the track itself, I like to focus on split paths.
As for what you said about Ice World, music is nice. I did always think the music was pretty alright, I would say, especially the haunting piano. I mean, from one piano enjoyer to the other, I can definitely understand pianos sending you away because, you know, what was it? Is it Space Junk? Is it Space Junk Road? When I hear that, I get emotional too, so... Do you know what? Do you know what, Albert? Like I said, when you're ready to come home, I'm still here, though. Just shut up.
And here begins the onslaught of Mario Kart Wii D-Mix in this game. I wish I could be happier about it. Allow me to pass over the script to my good friend and content creator, Ozburst Gaming.
Ozburst!
We'll discuss this track more in detail.
Thanks, Albert Boring. So, out of the 4
Albert,
records
what the-
on Wii, what should
Hey,
we...
what the Albert? Hang on.
Thanks, Albert Boring.
Albert Boring? Hey, yo, hey, friendly fire will not be tolerated. We love Albert. Get out of here. You know what? I don't fuck with Ozburst anymore. The collab is cancelled. Ozburst is cancelled. I'm sending you an email tomorrow.
DSD Key Pass is up next, and this is another course that I was never too fond of originally, like Rosalina's Ice World, because, you guessed it, the ice physics. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, the ice physics of Mario Kart 7 are just so much worse than most other games.
You know, I agree. This is Albert Boring now.
Some may say it doesn't feel like a DK track,
Listen,
but
Battenberg. Hang on. So hang on. Excuse. Albert, I'm putting the dinner away. Excuse. I don't want to fling my dinner in anger. I see Donkey Kong Country. I'm worried now. I have PTSD from 2 minutes ago.
Some may say it doesn't feel like a DK track, but I like to see it as being based on the Gorilla Glacier's world in the original Donkey Kong Country, which, by the way, is a better game than Returns. I still think...
Okay, that's not as hot as the other one, but like, can the goats not coexist? That's what I'll tell you. Can the goats not coexist? I mean, is Returns better than the OG? I've never thought about that because the goats can coexist, Albert. Why can't the goats just coexist? It's like when we have the Odyssey versus Galaxy debate. Like, we're all acknowledging that the goats can coexist. We're just trying to, have a playful conversation about which type of game design we prefer better. Let the monkeys be monkeys. Okay, let them monkey around together. How about that? In 16-bit and 480p fashion.
But this is still a cool track. As is the next track on the list. Koopa's.
Oh, sorry, no, my bad. I didn't react hard enough. Albert's gonna copyright strike me. Albert DM'd me saying I have to react harder, so give me a sec. Let me try that again.
Cool track. As is the next track.
Donkey Kong Country Returns relies too much on references from the first game through the music. You've just triggered my trap card. You've absolutely triggered my trap card, Albert. Oh my god, you
triggered my trap card.
The music is probably unironically, it was the worst thing you could have brought up. And when I say it's the worst, hey, it's mostly from the future. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. It mainly comes down to the music direction itself. I think David Wise's compositions in the original Donkey Kong Country were definitely going for a bit more of an ambience, immersive kind of feel, with a lot of the tunes being understated, a lot of them incorporating various jungle sounds to really immerse you more than make you jam out. Whereas Retro Studios' interpretation of a lot of the classic music tends to be the opposite, where it tends to be a lot more loud, a lot more bombastic. Even though a lot of the music is recognizable, I would say they're different enough where I don't think this criticism works. But on closer inspection, it's one of those takes where I can put on the long list of technically you're not wrong, Albert. I just wholeheartedly disagree. There are definitely some ones that lean maybe a bit too hard into the nostalgia member berries, like World 1's Jungle and World 5's Forest are two examples that come to mind. But there are definitely worlds that stand out and completely on their own. World 2's Beach and World 8's Volcano are two that come to mind as well. I think this argument comes from the same line of reasoning as when people critique Sonic Mania. Zones like Studiopolis and Press Garden almost make you wish they sidelined some of the lesser old zones like Lava Reef and Oil Ocean to make room for even more new stuff because you just enjoy the new stuff so much. But the old jams do such a good job of standing out in their own right, maybe even surpassing their original counterparts, where you don't exactly fault the game too much for relying on your nostalgia member berries, And that's exactly how I feel about Donkey Kong Country Returns. Does it eat a bit too hard? Maybe, but it's in service of such excellent game design, excellent sound direction, and overall just wonderful game design chops that you almost wish they made a third game. Retro. Off the Metro Prime 4, huh? Please? Anyway, let's go back to... You're right, I just wanted a reason to glaze the soundtrack. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
But then at the very end, you have to make some of the tightest turns this game has to offer, and it drove me nuts growing up. Especially when everyone kept voting for it online.
That's me.
In the deluxe version, it was fine.
Nah, the reason it's a bad track is because it's a circuit in disguise.
What
Excuse
are
me?
you talking about?
Don't believe me? The internal name of the track is literally Advanced Circuit.
Huh? I never knew Bowser's second name was Advanced.
Dude,
Shut up. Advanced
Definitely one of the more
Castle.
divisive Bowser
Nice.
Castle tracks in the series.
Yeah, it
While I
sucks.
definitely understand why people don't like it, it's also one of the more unique renditions, with how much more desperate it feels.
Yeah, you need
Bowser
the
Castle
ship.
tracks always coupled with the almost Doomsday-ish music, and you've got one of the more dangerous feeling Bowser castles, even with the bizarre underwater sections.
Does no one like the... If I had a nickel for every time somebody did not like the fucking plumbing situation here, I would have 2 nickels. And it's insane that that happened twice. You're playing as a fucking Italian plumber who lived in Brooklyn, who got teleported to fucking Mushroom Kingdom Land, who's a giant... Oh, that's fine. But the moment you see lava in water, that's all of you. That's all of you right now.
Let's talk about another track that might seem awfully low for its reputation. DS Airship Fortress.
So first we had doesn't like returns. Says it relied far too much on the music as one of her reasons. And next you're giving me Airship Fortress as 16th best out of 32. A track that consistently has you doing cool shit throughout. A track which has one of the more unique setting themes, being a theme with setting like Bowser's, Armada, but not in his castles for once. Oh, Albert.
No,
I can't even be mad anymore. I'm just disappointed.
It's one of the most badass courses in the series. An entire track based around the airship levels from Mario 3? Sure, I can dig that. In fact, growing up, this was probably one of my favorite tracks from the game, but it's kinda shrank on me. Like in Waluigi Pinball, there's zero shortcut potential.
You said your first game was Wii, right? I think Wii had some really cool shortcuts, but then in 7 they tempered them all down. Most of the game has really lame shortcuts, which is why I tend not to view no shortcuts as a bad thing, because most shortcuts in modern Mario Kart just are fucking boring. They're just boring. They really are. So this track having no shortcuts is like, yeah, but most of them don't have good shortcuts in modern Mario Kart. It's just how it is. That's just how they do it now. It's all lame. It's all lame.
And with that, we're done with the B tier, and not only that, but we're
B tier Airship Fortress, Oh, Albert. If I didn't know any better, I would say you cooked this whole tier list up just to fuck with me, and me alone.
dude, it's Cheap Lagoon and Neo Bowser City.
Okay, don't you think you're a bit too late to correct me on those? But whatever, I prefer Cheap Cape for directly referencing Koopa Cape, and Koopa City sounds more inclusive than Dystopian for the energetic kind of track it is.
Listen, guys, she's half German, okay? She doesn't want to see the word Neo in any video game ever, right? Because we know... She probably knows what comes after that in a lot of instances.
Starting with the classic N64 Koopa Troopa Beach. I think this is one of those tracks that pretty much everyone can agree is fun, more or less. It's got a relaxing beach vibe,
True.
tons of ramps to trick off of,
True.
as well as one of the coolest shortcuts in the entire
True!
series.
Three trues in a row! Oh my god! Yas Queen!
It's also one of the tracks that I feel like benefit the most from Mario Kart 7's underwater game.
True?
It's just an all-around fun track. And so is Wii Meeple Treeway, which is next up on the list. I don't like it quite as much as everyone else seemed to, but it's a soothing adventure for a giant
Why not, huh?
with relaxing music.
Why not? Why not? Why don't you like it as much as me, huh? Yeah? Hate it.
I especially
You put it in A, not S, which basically means you put in F, so that means I hate you now, but I hope you know.
love the
You're cancelled. You're cancelled now. You're cancelled. You're cancelled.
Like the other Wii remakes, however, it's a bit of a step back. Because
You know
not
what?
only are the
You're right,
half-pipes gone,
uncancelled.
but
My
so
bad.
is the legendary net bridge. So this is one of those few instances where the
No, Albert, what did you call it this time? Albert, what did you call it? What did you call it?
But so is the legendary net bridge.
You didn't want to call it by its proper name? No, Albert, no.
So this is one of
I like to imagine in the Google Doc, she wrote jack off bridge, but then it was like backspace. Okay, just like net bridge. Okay, we don't want Musty making fun of me.
totally
I should
not.
call it a different name. You should. That'd be kind of funny.
It's pretty stunning here.
It does look nice.
Sadly,
It is a good
the
track.
layout isn't quite that good. Like, I don't know, it's just kinda basic. The first half is
I don't know,
cool.
by Mushroom Cup, I think Shafula said the exact same thing, or like similarly enough. And I think by Mushroom Cup standards, I think this layout is really good.
It just seemed like a typical beginner track with a grassland theme. Certainly charming, with one of my favorite music themes in the game, but nothing more. Then I got to the second lap and realized, wait, this doesn't look like the starting line. And then lap 3 came around, and I realized
And you're like,
this was
oh
one
my god,
huge
it's a
track
section
divided up into
track?
sections. And it blew my mind. I even played Wii Sports Resort, and even then
Same!
I got attached. The whole course
Same!
just 50 feet
You know a
came on
crossover
the
is good
surface.
when,
It's
even if you've never played the source material, you like it.
It's kind of the
Same with
unicorn
me.
track, and there are so many hidden split paths to find out about.
I love that,
Making it
honestly.
completely-
See, this is a map with shortcuts. If you talk about this is the kind of game design I want in my Mario Kart. I don't know why I'll use my hand to point. I'll put my fork down. I can't blame Airship Fortress for not having any shortcuts when this is like the ideal for me. If anything, I should put every other track a step down for not being as intricate as this. That's what I would do if you're asking me. I think every other track is made poorer by the fact that they don't have as much intricacy as this track. Because ideally, these are the kind of alternate paths / shortcuts I would want in my ideal Mario Kart track. If every track was designed this way, I'd be a happy man. That's what I'm saying.
Now Wario's Galleon, on the other hand, is way too underrated. I can't believe I'm saying that,
True.
but it's arguably one of the most ambitious nitros in the game.
If I am going to be a bit pedantic, I'm sorry, Albert. I'm very sorry. I would say it's definitely not. I would say as of 2024, May 1st, 2024, it's no longer underrated. I think that's an inaccurate word to use now. I think we should say correctly rated because we all understand how good it is now. You know. I hereby decree today, Wario Shipyard is correctly rated. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And now we're already in the top 10, and opening up the final stretch is another Wii demake.
Demake.
Now this one is a bit more controversial than the other two we just talked about. And as far as remakes go, this
The
one
escalators.
definitely had it a
The
bit
escalators.
rougher.
Mention the
Once again,
escalators.
Allow me to pass over the torch to James from Shafrilla's.
Again?
Thanks again, Albert.
We got double James? Woshi is a double Joshi explosion.
And this track perfectly nailed the presentation. The escalators, the cars driving back and forth, all the Miis around you, even the color scheme feels accurate. So how did all that turn out for the remake? Well, guess what? It's all ruined. The escalators now have huge arrows removing
The escalators don't even look like escalators. Oh man, classic.
And that's not to mention the more neutered color scheme. It's not oversaturated like the 8 Deluxe version at least, but it still just
But it's
feels kinda
charming.
sad.
It's charming,
and then
though,
they
right?
decided to flood the track in some places for seemingly no reason. You know, it's still
That is weird. I actually didn't know that. That is very, very weird now that I noticed it.
They may have nerfed the presentation by quite a bit, but it still has its core intact, and since that core is near perfect, it's still an excellent track.
Right after is the last Wii track on the list, Koopa Cape.
Too
And
high.
how fitting that the worst remake
Too
of the
high,
four
too
would
high,
still end
Albert.
up being the best overall.
Albert, I'm mad.
And that
Electric
most of the way
section.
underwater. When you
My
were avoiding
forgotten.
electrical spinners while being guided by the rushing water. Yeah, now it's just a regular underwater section.
Yeah.
But wait, there's Cheap Cheeps. Yay!
Oh, don't tell me that wins you. Okay, I don't know if that's a sarcastic yay. I paused a bit too soon. Oh, but I hope it's a sarcastic yay. Come on.
Sorry, but that's just cheap.
Okay. Albert, in Albert we trust. Thank you,
They
Albert.
still love the track.
Why is it
and
still top 10 though? What the, you can't gaslight me. Why is it no electric section? No electric section. No electric section. Hello guys, I'm Sean Connery. No electric section, and it's still in top 10. Excuse me, young lady.
I've always been a huge fan of nature courses, especially if there's a lot of green, and Koopa Cape is probably one of the most charming ones. With
If you ask me, I think generally speaking, I think they did a poor job with this.
We have GCN Daisy Cruiser, and here's another just all-around excellent classic. It was always one of my favorite nitros for Mario Kart Double Dash, and it still is one of the most fun retros in this game. I always had a strong attachment to anything cruise ship related, as a result of traveling a lot in my childhood, so naturally I have a soft spot for this track as well.
Then childhood Andy mentioning childhood to guilt trip me, eh, Albert? Well, guess what? It worked. Well done.
In 7th place is Dino Dino Jungle.
A lot higher than I would put it, but Pop off, pop off.
The slightly better GameCube retro in the game, because while Daisy Cruiser took a tiny step back, Dino Dino Jungle actually made quite a few improvements.
Oh, it actually did. That's not a weird take. It is true. There were some instances where they improved it.
But they also decided to make a glider section of that huge shortcut, and the bridge at the end. All in all, it's a varied and ambitious track, with lots of track elements to worry about. And it's a crime that it never returned to the booster course pass.
Nah, DK Mountain deserved it way more, to be fair.
No, it didn't.
True. Hey, Ryder Kart. I know you're in my chat, Ryder Kart. I know you're in my chat. You explain yourself. You're on trial. You are on trial. You are on trial for crimes against Mario Kart Nation. Excuse me. Excuse me. It should have been this in the fucking Wave 6, and we could have had DKM in another game, alright? We're on Team Albert, alright? You know what, Ryder Kart? We don't fuck with Ryder Kart anymore. Do you know what?
You're only saying that because you wanted Dino Dino so badly.
Get out! Anyway.
Yeah, get out! Get out of here! What do you want here? Hey, DK Mountain did deserve it. Guess what? Not only do I think you're wrong, but I'm gonna click the applause button on my soundboard so everyone thinks I'm right and you're wrong. So you're wrong and I'm right! Yes! What's my reward? Oh, this green Mario on my desk that's been green screened? Why, thank you. I'd like to present this. I would like to thank the Academy for this glorious award. Thank you for presenting this to me. And thank you to everyone in the chat. You're all beautiful. Except Ryder Kart. You're handsome, alright?
Piranha Plant Pipeway isn't one of the most iconic Mario Kart 7 tracks for nothing. In a nutshell, it's basically a better version of Koopa Cape.
It's so good.
This one feels like it comes straight out of Super Mario Bros., being a direct callback to 1-2 from said game. And they nailed it. The saturated overworld, the brick castle at the start, the blue underground, and the blue Goombas. Okay, sure, there wasn't any water in that game's level originally, but...
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Albert Boris, you've just triggered my trap card. There was no underwater in 1-2? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you Exhibit A, gamers. This is clearly 1-2. It clearly also takes place underground. And if we keep going, we will see there is water. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Albert... When's the apology video? S tier. The peak.
Now, we can finally proceed to the best of the best, the S tier. These are for the tracks that are simply put, near perfect. Opening up the top 5 with the best of Mario Kart 7's retro tracks. Introducing...
Boston Building!
What?
Dude, it's a building, and it looks like Boston. Just like it was in my dream.
Well...
You made him say the line! Let's go! You made him say the line! Can we get some... Hey guys, can we get some Zooey mamas in the chat, please, guys? Can we get some... We must continue the bit ad infinitum until he inevitably regrets it, if he hasn't already.
But then you get to the
Good stuff, chat. S tier, though, is one hell of a shout. You're not getting past me, Albert, okay? Funny bit aside. Yeah, S tier's insane.
Else great.
I'm not co-signing this.
I know, I always had an incredibly soft spot for this track, especially this remake. And sure, the main
it's fucking marshmallow soft, Jesus.
So many random shortcuts and glider options, and it's all just so ominous.
Okay, so game is what... I'm gotta be honest, Albert Burrs. I give you maximum props. I'm guessing there's no credits in the description for the footage, right? Yeah, so I'm guessing you record this all on your own. I have to give you massive props for that, right? Because you're like, listen, I'm playing the stage just to show off the shortcut, and Lord be damned, I will show off this shortcut, even if I have no mushroom. Look, just raw dogging the shortcut just to show everyone, because I need some B-roll. God damn it! You know what? I respect it. For me, is it the Chad? Record the footage yourself no matter what the cost, versus the Sir Musty who will just keep typing on the YouTube search and hoping I get relevant footage. Which one is which one is on the right side of history? I recorded on my own. That 3DS was expensive. Oh Jesus! I've always wanted to have one, but it's one of those things where I don't want to buy one myself, and I don't want to ask anyone to buy it for me for my birthday. Do you know? Because it's just a bit, you know. Can I borrow yours if you're done, please? I'm not going to use it for anything, I just want it, thank you.
And I mean, you can drive through a lake and castle as a shortcut. How cool is that?
It is cool!
And I didn't even mention the game-breaking glitch. Where you can drive into this glitch shortly.
Hang on, hang on. Excuse me. Marka Poo Poo? Destroyed in real time by Alfonso. Mods, we got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. That's all that matters.
But there's also just a lot of filler. The main appeal of these kinds of tracks are the overarching journeys and how grand they feel. But it also usually comes at the cost of having a lot of areas that just don't really do anything. Like you have multiple segments in this track, but they're nothing more than just filler before you get to the actually good stuff. And while it's worth it in the end, it does get kinda boring at times, and that's why I can't be any more generous than this.
I think it's mainly because, like, we've seen section tracks so well refined in 8 that by comparison it does seem like filler. Like Wario, like Mount Wario, any excuse to glaze Mount Wario. Like, I think there isn't a single part of that track where you're bored. Like, that's always perfectly crafted, because this was like kind of like a warm-up. They tried section tracks, hey, they liked it, and they refined it better in 8. So I guess by comparison, yeah. When living in an 8 society, this does seem a bit fillerish, I agree.
Opening up the top 3 is Rainbow Road.
Only third? Albert. Interesting. What tracks are missing?
DS version of Rainbow Road is commonly heralded to be the greatest incarnation of all time. For me, it's not quite the best, but I can definitely understand why it's...
Hang on. It's not quite the best GBA Rainbow Road footage? My ninja. Oh, get Albert. You know what? I might have forgiven you for that DKCR take. I might have forgiven you.
Honestly, I've been so accustomed to the more mediocre 8 Deluxe remake that I almost forgot how much I love this track originally.
The OG is like
Seriously,
something else, man.
It's kind of unbelievable how much more dramatic it feels here. The music,
like when Albert says like, oh, this is a game she goes back to every now and again, I'm just like, this whole thing, really? But like, I would probably... Well, I was going to say I'd love to boot up 7 just to play Rainbow Road, but since there's no versus mode where you can pick an individual track, I can't actually do that, so L plus ratio.
For the silver medal, is
yeah! Alright! Hey, my fella. We love to see it. We love to see it. I love Music Park.
Actually, you win this time.
Wait, you actually agree with me?
I only say Music Park because it's just easier to roll off the tongue. Melody Motorway is the objectively better name. I will not debate this. I'm actually curious, Albert, do you do the voice of Bertrand? It'd be quite funny if you did.
Has to be said about it.
I just love this idea of Albert being like, hey everyone, I'm Albert Boris, and then, hey guys, I'm Bertrand. Whoa. I used to do the voice of Bertrand, now I have a voice sex. In my head canon, you do both, okay?
Are you really not gonna say anything about it?
Why should I? Everyone already knows why it's a masterpiece.
Well, if you won't, then...
Giga Chad? Oh my lord, okay. Hey, I'm just putting this at number 2. Fuck you, I ain't explaining shit, bitch.
That, ladies and...
Hang on, what is the last one? I'm just thinking. What have we not seen yet? So, better than Melody Motorway, Rainbow Road, Piranha Plant Slide, what could it be? I don't remember.
Is...
Just checking. And I'm here. I'm in. The Sir Musty's in the building up. Alpine Pass, though. What, the gliding tutorial? This is your go? Your number 1? Oh, brother. Like, it's fun to glide, sure, but... Number 1. You're probably not going to convince me, but try your hardest.
As I already said for Koopa Keep, I've always been huge on nature-themed courses, especially if there's a lot of green and maybe even cliffs.
You like green? I would never have guessed.
It's breathtaking, gliding through an alpine forest, filled with gorgeous green pipes. And speaking of which, the gliding. Obviously, gliding is pretty much the trademark gimmick of Mario Kart 7, so how about a whole track based around it? You're in the air for at least a good 40% of the race, and it's pretty much the track that shows it off the best. Honestly, I don't think there's a single issue I have at all with the map. It might actually be just that perfect in my eyes. And that is why it will probably always be my favorite track in Mario Kart 7.
Okay, hang on. How to make Albert Boris like a track. Make it green? I will send this email to Nintendo. I hope you guys are excited. For we're going to get more green tracks in Mario Kart 7.
Hopefully, it was a lot of fun for you to watch this journey unfold.
In parts, it was fun. This is Internet Dance. That's how you sound.
Mario Kart 7 was the peak of the franchise for me, and after playing through the tracks again and again for this ranking, I am yet again convinced that no other entry in the series has as many great tracks.
Nah, you're wrong, Albert. You're giving it way too much credit. There's literally no reason to play Mario Kart 7 anymore.
Yes, I'm with Bertrand here. He's my goat now.
Now that they brought back Wiggler and most of the best tracks in 8 Deluxe,
Maybe, but Mario Kart 7 still has Honey Queen and the superior version of 3DS tracks usually. So I'd rather consider it even. But yeah,
even Honey Queen. I'm sorry. A has more tracks, you know, more variety, much higher highs, a bit less consistent, sure, but overall, you know, portability, you know, it's more accessible, far more accessible. The online actually works. It has a versus mode. Albert just sits there and just says, yeah, but Honey Queen. Didn't think about that, did you? Didn't think about that, did you? Let's consider this even. Listen, we're all just living in your bizarro world. But I'm just here for the ride, you know? I'm here for the ride. I was a crush on Honey Queen. Listen, I'm gonna tell her.
If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel as I talk about everything Mario related. And before we
I already am liked, I'm already subscribed, and guess what? I shared it with all of you. Overall, it's what I've come to expect from an Albert Boris video. Where's the graph? Where's the graph? Let me just get the graph. Like every Albert Boris video is essentially just this. This is like a visual interpretation of what every Albert Boris video is. And listen, it's better than just me going, yeah. So, do you know what? Another certified Albert classic, if I do say so myself. But you guys better make sure you subscribe to her and also me. Yes, and also me. You better do both. You better do both or I'm gonna cry. What was Luigi Raceway last? Of everything that Albert said, that's the one thing you take umbrage with? We just watched an entire video of like some of the most takes you've ever heard. And that's the one you can... Mods, don't check his blood sugar, gamers, because he's going crazy. Whoa, guys, thanks so much for watching this insane video. Video over here? Good. Click it now, thank you. There's your lot. Goodbye.